Welcome to another class in React. In this series of video, I'm going to show you how to make a to-do app with Context API. Context provides us a way to pass data through the component tree without having to pass props down manually at every level. It allows us to have a central store where your data lives, just like in Redux, but it is like a live version of Redux. It allows us to avoid prop drilling. The store can be inserted into any component directly. So how do we make it with Context API? Here, let's make a directory called context, and here a file called to-do list context. Here is going to be our context and our data. It's going to be like our store. So here we need to import React, and to create our store we need this create store. Then to create our store, our provider, our context, you need to-do list component, create context. Then we need to make a provider. It is a function called to-do list context provider, for example, and we need to pass some props as a parameter. Here is going to be our state, and we're going to use state. Here we need to return, and here is going to be our provider. It's going to be like this, dot provider, so we can wrap our app. Here you need to pass prop.children and, well, export it. Default to-do list context provider. So here we're going to make some initial state to-dos, set to-dos, for example, and we're going to use state hook. Here is going to be like an array of to-dos, so we can show it in our app. Name of our to-do, maybe cut the grass. I'm going to copy this and make tomorrow 2, 3. Here study React, for example, and here it's going to be like make dishes, but we are going to need, sorry, here it is create context, and here use state. All right. To pass this state into our app through our provider, I'm going to pass it with value here, and I'm going to pass our to-dos. Now we can use our to-do state in every component, but before that I'm going to wrap our app into this provider like this. Or maybe I'm going to make it this way. Okay, but we need to import this. Maybe we can do it this way, and it's faster. Okay, now we can use our state. The state you are making here into every component of our project. So for example, I'm going to make a to-do list component, and to use this state we need to import our context. So for example, I need my to-do list context from context, and to use this context you use the hook use context, and here you write use context and use this context, and here you're going to destructure it and put here our to-dos. So now we have our to-dos of our context in this component. To prove it, I'm going to print it here. For example, to-dos map to-do. Here I'm going to make another component called to-do. I'm going to pass these props, and I'm going to make this component. Because I have passed the props, I'm going to put it here, and here, for example, I'm going to put a PHTML tag, and I'm going to print the props. No, this is to do, this is to do, and I'm going to print the name. But here I need to import this to do, and here I need to import the to-do list. Okay, let's see if it is working. What is happening? Okay, here is like this, and we are seeing that it is working just fine. Here it prints from our state in our context. I'm going to continue in the next video.